The first scream echoed down the shelter hallway before little Emma even reached the gate. Volunteers rushed past her, panic written across their faces, yelling for everyone to stay back. Inside the last kennel, a large German shepherd hurled himself against the metal bars, snarling so fiercely that even grown men kept a safe distance. But while everyone else pulled away, the 7-year-old girl in the wheelchair didn't flinch. Instead, she stared at the dog with a strange, quiet curiosity, almost as if she could feel something no one else could. No one knew then that she was about to change everything. The most feared dog in the shelter was seconds from doing something that would leave the entire staff speechless. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and miracles that appear when we least expect them, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life. Emma had been paralyzed from the waist down since the accident that took away her ability to run, dance, and play like other kids. Her world had become a series of hospital rooms, therapy sessions, and quiet evenings where she watched other children outside her window. Her parents tried everything to make her smile again, music, toys, movies, but nothing worked. The spark she once carried had dimmed until her mother noticed one thing: Emma still lit up whenever she saw a dog. Even during her darkest days, she reached out to pet any dog passing by, as if she felt safer in the presence of animals than humans. That's why they decided to visit the shelter. Not to adopt, at least not yet, but simply to let her be around wagging tails and curious noses. They believed it would bring her comfort, a bit of warmth for her small wounded heart. They had no idea the visit would unfold into something no doctor or therapist could have predicted. As her wheelchair rolled over the gravel path toward the kennels, Emma's hands rested gently on her lap while her bright blue eyes scanned every cage. Most dogs barked or jumped with excitement at the sight of visitors. Some whined softly, hungry for affection. But one cage remained different. In the far corner, isolated from the rest, was the large German shepherd named Rex. A warning sign hung on the door: aggressive, do not approach. His history was tragic. Found abandoned, tied with a chain so tight it had scarred his neck, Rex had already bitten 2 handlers out of fear. He trusted no one. He allowed no one near him. And the shelter staff had begun whispering the word no one wanted to say out loud: unadoptable. Emma noticed him immediately. Maybe it was his eyes, dark and heavy like he carried the weight of years of pain. Maybe it was the way he watched her without barking, his chest rising and falling with caution rather than rage. She rolled slightly closer while her mother warned her to stay back. But Emma felt something, an understanding, perhaps a mirror of her own hurt reflecting back at her. She knew what it was like to be trapped. She knew what it was like to lose everything. Before anyone could stop her, she slowly extended her small hand toward the bars. The volunteers gasped, expecting the dog to lunge. But Rex didn't. Instead, he froze. His ears twitched. His muscles softened. The snarl faded from his face like a flame dying in the wind. For the first time since arriving at the shelter, he didn't growl, he whimpered. One soft, broken sound that made even the toughest worker swallow hard. Emma didn't speak. She only kept her hand out, trembling slightly, waiting. The shepherd took one slow step forward, then another. His head lowered, tail tucked, as though approaching something sacred. When his nose finally brushed her fingers, the staff couldn't believe what they were witnessing. The dog who had tried to bite anyone who approached was nuzzling the hand of a child, a paralyzed little girl sitting quietly in a wheelchair. Emma smiled, the first real smile her parents had seen in months. The shelter director insisted this must have been coincidence, but Emma knew it wasn't. She visited Rex again the next day, and again he softened the moment he saw her. She told her parents she wanted to come back every day. Something about Rex made her feel less alone, and something about Emma made Rex calm, almost gentle. Volunteers watched in amazement as the girl who could not walk spent hours sitting beside the dog who trusted no one. There was a silent, invisible bond between them, one built from shared pain rather than words. Day after day, Rex's behavior changed. His aggression faded. He began responding to commands, eating better, wagging his tail when Emma arrived. It was as if her presence held the key to unlocking the side of him that had been buried beneath fear. The shelter staff soon realized her visits were transforming him more than any training ever had. And then came the day that changed everything. Emma was at home playing with her small therapy ball when it slipped from her lap and rolled toward the backyard. Her parents didn't notice right away. But Rex, who had recently been approved for adoption and was now living with the family on a trial basis, did. He bolted after the ball, only to freeze halfway across the yard. A large snake had slithered dangerously close to Emma's wheelchair. Rex lowered his body, growled with a protective force no one had ever seen, and placed himself between the snake and the little girl. His bark alerted the parents, who ran out just in time to see Rex circling Emma like a shield, refusing to let anything harm her. That day, they signed the final adoption papers. Rex was no longer the aggressive, unwanted dog in the corner kennel. He was Emma's guardian, her companion, her reason to smile again. From that moment on, something in Emma began to change too. Her therapists noticed she was more motivated, more determined. She pushed harder, laughed more, and showed a spark of confidence that hadn't been there before. Rex sat beside her during every therapy session, nudging her gently whenever she grew tired, as if encouraging her to keep trying. And slowly, miraculously, her legs began to regain small movements. Doctors were stunned. No one knew if she would ever fully walk again, but everyone agreed on one thing: Rex had brought back her will to fight. One feared dog, one broken little girl, and a friendship that saved them both. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like the video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who believes in miracles. Your engagement truly helps us continue creating emotional stories.